Attention, attention, overly blunt in this one. First to mention, gotta get your Thursday right for the weekend. Overly blunt podcast for the treatment. Keeping this shit 100 not a notch low. Cause 99 too far from a hundo. New week, new Thursday. OBOP.
Yo, what's good, everyone? This is the Overly Blunt Podcast. This is the only podcast where keeping it 99 is way too far from 100. It's a new week. It's a new Thursday. It's your host, Chris X Matt. Today's a special episode because I've actually been following this person for a while, or this business, I would say. And I'm excited because we're finally... I've always said I wanted to incorporate different type of people on the podcast. I didn't want to just be stuck doing artists or just like music related things. I don't want to get boxed into this hip hop podcast, into a music podcast, because I like other things. And right now I'm really into this whole new vegan wave and this whole new movement that's happening. And I really am enjoying how they're veganizing a lot of our favorite foods that we had growing up. So it makes it a lot easier to transition and try to just indulge in the lifestyle or just give it a chance. So today on the Overly Blunt Podcast, I have with me Jesse Amaro from Love Amaro Pizzeria. What's good, man?
What's up?
What's good?
How you doing today?
I'm good, bro. I just want to say thank you for coming through and accepting it. It was easy. I just commented and you were like, yeah, I'm game. And I'm like, word. say less. And so I just been watching you. I've been watching your whole, since I started following you, your whole journey so far from this whole pizzeria, this vegan pizzeria.
Yeah.
But I want to start actually with where you're from originally. You're from Riverside?
I was born in East LA, and we moved to Riverside. I think I was like 7, 8 around that time.
Oh, but you're an IE kid, huh?
Yeah,
for the most part?
Definitely.
Growing up, what part of Riverside?
Rupa Valley.
Rupa Valley.
Yeah.
And how was it your journey growing up in Riverside?
Dude, there's nothing there.
When we moved there, now it's crazy the market that has grown into, huh?
Yeah, because before it was like nothing. Like it was like dirt, no street lights. You hear crickets. You smell poop everywhere.
I was born in Fullerton, but I was raised here my whole life. Like this house, been here forever, and I love Riverside, man.
Yeah.
And I just like what it's becoming and the way it's growing and the way it's people are showing love. Like you don't have to go to LA no more for a lot of things. You can people are coming to IE.
Yeah.
Especially this whole vegan wave. It's hitting the IE hard, and I think we have better vendors than LA.
I think we strive harder because we see like the big LA crowd and everyone kind of goes to LA, and like the LA vendors are obviously awesome. But we also want to give our people here in the Inland Empire something to strive for, something that they're proud of, to say, hey, you know what, we have these vendors. It's not these big giant vendors that are in LA or just somewhere else. We also have them here at the LA, and we have something to in the Inland Empire, and we have something to show for that. And I think it's us to the vendors that are in here in the Inland Empire to represent that, to showcase that, and to really strive harder, because we are the second look. We are what I'm going to Inland Empire for, and it's like for all the same reasons. Mm-hmm. But it's fun to say, well, I take on that challenge, and let's go for that challenge and game on.
It's kind of like the whole music scene too. Like if people from IE actually rep LA, which is kind of whack. Yeah. Like when they do music. But growing up, you weren't vegan, right?
No. I turned full vegan when this last September.
Last September.
Yeah.
And what was the inspiration behind that?
A lot of the inspiration is I started in Colorado Springs at a resort, and a lot of our food, like say if someone came with the banquets, and there's a lot of like gluten-free people, vegetarian people, vegan people, there's a lot of just in general. The gluten-free people, we would change like the whole menu, all the sauces, like just everything. And I remember with the vegan people, they would just give them like just some like vegetables, rice, pasta, just some bland, just like, the hell is that? Like, this is $75? Like, you're a chef that's like at this top level resort. Why are you performing here for this person that's still paying $75? And I didn't understand that. And then when I tried to like tell them, like, you know, we need to like step it up, we need to do it some more, everyone kind of just looks at me crazy. Like, what are you dude, they're vegan. Like, they don't eat anything. They eat like vegetables and rice. Like, oh, you idiot. So then I love researching and just like kind of just getting deep into things. And then I kind of just started researching kind of what like veganism was, like what they're talking about, like what can I get into like different grains, like what can I do with like avocado turn into a butter, kind of do different things, and just presenting it at this high level rate at a resort. And if you're a customer that came into my resort and you're a vegan, I personally walked out to you, showed you your thing. It was way better than everyone else's plate, because at the end of the day it was just grains and vegetables.
So you took the initiative to the dish yourself and like here, like I got you. Wow.
And I was using no mock meats or fake like asada. It was just I'm a chef. I know how to do vegetables. I know how to extract flavors. I know how to get colors out and put textures. And I just used all the training I ever had and just focused on like, dude, this is pretty cool because no one's doing this. Like this is for me like a frontier where like there's no cookbook coming like it's gonna show me how to do this. Like, no talk show. No like this is like pretty cool. Like it's a challenge. At the end of the day, like if you want to do a steak, oil, salt, pepper. That's all you need. Like it's so boring. Like it's the same flavors over and over. Where this was like, whoa, like this is like, ooh, I can make textures with this, and I can start messing with like corns and like the oils are green. You know.
That's true. Yeah. But you're saying you're a chef.
Yeah.
So you went to culinary school. You have experience in chef.
I went to culinary school here in Inland Empire, the Riverside Culinary Academy. I started my mission with the Mission Inn Hotel, the resort, and started from there. I opened up my first hotel in Ontario.
Your own hotel?
No, it was a house. I can't remember the name. The Hilton Garden Inn, 4th Street. Opened up from the beginning to get that started, and then I started going to like steakhouses, and I started doing country clubs, and then I had kids, so I went back into the resort business, and then just boom from the resort business, started just excelling like as an executive banquet chef. Went to the executive chef, and then my last place was Cheyenne Mountain Resort, the Cheyenne and Colorado Springs.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you really took you made use of your culinary degree or whatever certificate.
Yeah.
And so you always had a passion for cooking?
Oh, since I can remember.
Since you were little?
Yeah.
Was that because of your mom or because
my mom's mom, my grandma. She used to work like back in the day like Save-Ons when they had like a kitchen, like cafeterias when it was like a full on like kitchen like food, you know. So naturally inside our regular kitchen, she's making like tortillas and like biscuits and like all this like stuff. Like she's moving like just so fast and like. I just tell her, like, how do you know, like, how much salt? Like, how do you know? And she's like, just like that, and just like this, and just like that.
Yeah,
like,
it's my mom too, yeah.
Like, how do you know that? And just, I think from there, it was just a fascination of, like, I love food. It's just a fascination. I love food. Yeah, mom's the same way. I'm like, Mom, tell me how to do your birria sauce. She's like, oh, I can't give you the recipe. It's like, I just eyeball it. Just taste it, and it's like, oh, that's it.
yeah, man, that's magic right there.
Yeah.
So after culinary school, you started working just for the resorts and the businesses and all that stuff.
Yeah, I got a lot of teachings, a lot of who I am from the Mission Inn Resort. Those dudes over there are beasts. They're just that resort in general. It just pushes out numbers. It's just a powerhouse of a resort. And if you don't know what you're doing, if you have a weak personality, if you can't take pressure, if you can't just go and go, a lot of people just quit from that job because it was just so under pressure, just nonstop, just giving. But if you endure that kind of like that training, it's kind of like martial arts. If you endure like something that hard, and you go for something that great, like it just gets your muscle memory just becomes a part of it, and you just start becoming part of that big system. And then when you go to other places that are small, like, oh, this is like cake. This is so easy compared to where I just came from. Yeah.
So now you just mentioned pressured, and I see you working your stands, your setup, and you're really by yourself most of the time.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that be getting there. And I be seeing you, bro, like, you be... And I'm like, yo, this guy's really fast. Yeah. And the quality is always there, too, so... Yeah, you definitely can handle the pressure.
Yeah.
Like, this Saturday I went to go get... I went to the Terra Vista Farmers Market. Every Saturday, if y'all in the IE Rancho area, he's there.
9 to 2.
Yeah, 9 to 2. And I went... And I was the first one. Right when I want to go get some of those stuff real quick, came back and you had a whole group and you're by yourself. I'm like, damn, all right. Like, came right on time.
Yeah, mostly like just because of the math of it. If I'm not going to serve more than 60 pizzas in a day, then I'll just try to do it myself. It averages like 3 minutes per pizza, so like 20 pizzas per hour. And then past that, like I need a cashier. So that's when I'm bringing a cashier to do it. And then by doing that too, I love being the example. And it kind of showed other vendors, and I could see when I'm around other vendors, and they see me kind of do it that way. They get motivated, like, dude, like, I have, like, 5 people, and this fool's only doing it by himself. And he set it up, and he broke it down. And I could see them see me, like, do that. And just watching, it's like, if I could do it, so can you. Because I'm no one special. I don't have superhuman powers. I'm not a special human being. I'm a normal, everyday human being. If I could do it, so can you.
When you were growing up, did you always, like, was that your dream, though, to be a chef or be involved with food? Or is it just where it led you, or...
Yeah, just food just always been a problem because both my families on both sides could cook very, very well. I just was blessed with the family, just know how to cook everything. Not everything, but just very well food. And when I was going to high school, I was going to try to be a fireman. I was going to like fire technology and taking classes like in college for that. And then I got in a car accident, messed up my right knee, had like reconstruction surgery. And when I was going to be a fireman, my plan was like, oh, I'm gonna be the guy that cooks like in the morning with the breakfast, and barbecue, like that's gonna be me.
Yeah.
And then I was sitting at home one day, and I have like staples in my knees and stuff, and that's when the Cordon Bleu commercials came on TV, and I was like, wait a minute, like that's a real job?
Yeah.
You get paid like real money for doing that? Like,
Yeah.
oh, I could do that. Like, I could do that all day. And then I just went, and that school wasn't right for me, and then the Empire was pretty much my fit, and it just took off.
And obviously with the stuff you learn is more is non-vegan stuff, right?
No, so what you learn in culinary school, 'cause I thought that too when I went, was like, you know, what am I gonna learn? Like, what are they gonna teach me? And what they teach you is a skill. They teach you how I could get this carrot and make 5 things out of this carrot. I could get this corn and take the corn husk and use that and use the silks and you could do so much things with one little thing. It's a technique of how to do that job. So once you learn the techniques and the different things that things do, and a lot of times you figure things out with mistakes. Mm-hmm. Like you accidentally put that stuff in there, or you accidentally mix that, and it's like, whoa, like that flavor, that's a whole new flavor. Like, what is that flavor? And the only way to achieve like those flavors or this new, it's almost like creating, because you really are just getting something that's nothing, and you're creating something that's like that it wasn't at all. You
right.
know?
Yeah.
It's kind of cool actually. You just kind of just go from there and just build from there.
So that's what basically you were taught in there, just to try to use the most of your food.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, because you really could. Yeah, have you seen people use like the orange peels and the lemon peels? And I'm like, yo, it's really more complicated than what it is.
Yeah.
Because growing up, my mom cooks more traditional, and just growing up is very just. It's kind of crazy just thinking back or looking back. It's like, yo, we really had dead all day. Like animal, like just everything.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. And now my mom, like, because of me, I've kind of just influenced her a little bit more to just watch what she's eating. Yeah. Now she eats less meat. She'll try to eat more veggies. She'll try to do more, like, incorporate vegetarian meals or something. And it's amazing to me just to see that, just to be an inspiration. Yeah. Are you the first one in your family to go, like, full vegan?
Yeah. So when I was in a resort doing that stuff, I naturally started kind of going vegan. I never wanted to label myself because I was just a chef and I just didn't want to be a diet. I'm not a diet. I eat what I eat. How I eat. So I naturally kind of started being that way. So when I got here too, I was looking for like vegan stuff just because like, all right, I lost a lot of weight from doing that. Like this is the better way of eating. If I want to live to 117-year-olds to like be in their life and see my grandkids.
Right, exactly.
I want to eat more.
That's
healthier.
real.
So that's kind of where that diet came from. And then when I got here, I met a protester named Robin. And then the vendors, Just Vegana, Jay, and Yannette, they're working right next to me, and they really showed me why it wasn't a diet. And because at first I was like, no, I'm not a vegan pizzeria. I have vegan stuff, I have gluten-free stuff, and I have regular pizza stuff because I feed everybody. I'm a chef. Mm-hmm. And they're just like, no, you don't understand. Like, just it's not a diet. Like, dude, yes it is. Because when I go talk to vegans, like, oh, I'm eating Oreos, I'm eating Doritos. Like, I don't even eat that. I'm not vegan. Like, the hell, dude? Like, don't eat that. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Like, what are you talking about? So I was like, no, I'm not that diet. I'm not that thing. Like, that's I love like what they stand for, but what they're doing kind of just doesn't, And once Robin kind of showed me Earthlings, and once I kind of seen that, another one called Terra, and there's another one too. It kind of just really put everything in a ball of like, whoa, like this is more than a diet. Like, this is way more than a diet.
It's really a lifestyle, bro.
It's like way more. It's like so much more.
That's why I don't claim vegan myself, because it's like so many aspects to it.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool, you cut out the meat, you cut out the dairy, okay, cool. But you still probably rock some leather that's made from animal. Yep. Like everything, bro. Like
your sugar.
Everything got animal, and bro, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. So it's hard.
Honey,
the toothpaste. Wax. It's like a lot of things. It's crazy when you think about it, because that's why I can't claim it, because I feel like a lot of stuff. I feel like even detergent, down to the detergent that we use, like everything got.
Just the best thing to do is look at your money, look what your life is, look at what you really spend your money on, because a lot of times we spend our money on the most dumbest things, and it takes a big chunk of our money without realizing it. And if you put your money into like things that are, not using animal products, you're not wearing like on my house, I really try to do everything vegan as much as possible. The label try to read to see like, what this animal product is gonna be used on it. It's because it's gonna cost more, but it's like, you know what? If I'm vegan, this is what's making the difference. Like this is what's gonna change things. It might be hard for now because imagine the vegans before like this whole phase.
That's true.
Like those
Yeah.
OG ones that were just like, I have nothing. Like I have nothing.
Yeah.
I got carrots and avocados, bananas. Like, dude, those were the for real ones. Like, and they didn't watch a documentary. They just felt it. They just knew it was wrong. They just knew that this is a better way. This is not how you do it. Like these are lies. These are eyes. Like, and just they felt that. So that's like for them to do that. Like that's way harder even then, I think, because like there was nothing. You know, there was no one supporting you. There was nothing. The labels didn't have to say what it really had to say in it. You know, so you couldn't even be sure. Like I gotta just cook everything. Like.
But how do you feel about veganism not hitting the mainstream though? And now we're spoiled now. I feel like, and now it's more so vegan junk food.
Yeah, I think I always try to look at everything in two different ways. Going vegan, it's going to help the world much, you know, because it's 124,000 acres of rainforest gets burned down a day. 91% of it is due to factory farming.
Wait, say that again?
124,000 acres gets burned down a day. 91% of it goes down for factory farming. The reason for that is, if you're thinking of this way, if you could eat corn, like in one sitting at dinner time, I could probably put down like maybe 5, 6 if all I'm eating is just corn. How much does one cow put down a day for one sitting? How many cobs could one cow eat? And then think about how many cobs grow on one corn stalk. How many corn stalks you need to feed one cow for one day? And that's a dairy cow. It needs more corn, more soy, because it's producing milk. And now producing milk, you're producing male cows that are just veal. So these baby cows are being chained to their neck. Then they get slaughtered to a slaughterhouse. It's a horrible system of just, you know.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow. You really broke that down. Like,
that's a lot.
I didn't never looked at it with the corns and the cows like that. Yeah, you're right. Because you're going to, yeah.
You know, so it's.
Wow. See, because I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. I would say I'm more so. I say I'm more selfish because I didn't stop eating meat because of the animals. I more so say I more so did it because like I know it's not good for us. You know, I saw the cons of eating meat, of the cancer it causes, the colon cancer and all that. So that's why I was like, you know what, I am gonna step away from it. And you know, having like, you know, my roommate, he doesn't eat meat, so just having him around more is like, okay, cool, you know, it's easy, I can do this. And then around the time I started to kind of just stop cutting it out, I come across pages like yours, and then I started seeing everybody like you be tagging, and I'm like, yo, it's easy. You could do, anybody could do this, and it actually tastes better than regular non-vegan food.
Yeah, like a lot.
By far, bro. People won't believe that's the crazy part. Like the other day, I had we had Jade Sushi. Oh, bro.
Fire, right?
Oh man.
Fire.
And
top 5.
I don't even like regular sushi, and I loved it. And I tweeted it like, yo, I just had vegan sushi, and I liked it better, and I only had regular sushi once. And someone was like, "Oh, that's tragic," and I was like, I can't relate. Like, I don't know, man. Like, people just be so close-minded to it. But I remember when I came across your page, and I was like, yo, pizza. Like, okay. And I started seeing all the different types of pizza. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, yeah, I want to try that. Because obviously I had the cheese. Because you can go anywhere and get like a veggie pizza. But I'm like, okay, it's full vegan. And you make your own dough, right? Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. Yeah. So then when I tried that, I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, yeah, it has the crust is the best part. Yeah, the fluffy part. The fluffy part, yeah. But now you incorporated all these new things like the Luna and the boat. Yeah. And I've been seeing like just all the different things you're using now you doing desserts now with your dough. The torta, I just seen the image. And I was like, yo, this guy really okay. Like it's fun. You're making it fun. You're making it. You like people should try it. Like I don't know.
It's when I get, because a lot of people will come to my booth, and I never got this in my regular life, which is kind of it's weird. So it kind of throws you off guard, especially when you're in the mood and you're just going and like someone just comes with questions, kind of like I probably give them like a mean face or something. Mm-hmm. But they always come and be like, I like meat, like. Okay, like what the hell? Like, okay.
But hold on, let me ask you this: do you try to convince people? Like, are you that person that tries to be like, "Don't eat meat, bro"?
So if they do come up and say like me, what I usually do is say, okay, let me give you a pizza, and they're like, well, I was like, I'll just give it to you. Just take it home and just see what you have, because at the end of the day, you don't like the taste of meat, and this is like how the fact I could make this like for everyone to hear. In the barbecue championship, everyone kind of gets their pork from the same slaughterhouse. They try to get the high-end pork because they're going for like $1,000, so they're trying to get the high greatest pork. Well, they all kind of do. Mm-hmm. If pork was so great and tasty, then why are we seasoning it for? Why are we putting so many things on there? The reason the barbecue championships are winning is because it's the paprika they're using. It's the smoke they're using, the salt, or if they're getting brown sugar and smoking their brown sugar, what kind of wood they're using. That's why they're winning. because the actual taste of pork, we try to mask that flavor so much because pork is gross by itself when it's naturally by itself.
I bet.
Chicken, think about chicken. When someone had under seasoned chicken, God, that's horrible. It tastes like horrible. It's so bland. It's just, the taste is just horrific. But if it's seasoned well, it tastes delicious, right? So with that same mentality, my tofu has zero flavor. So all I could do now is impact it with nothing but clean, fresh flavors. That's why it tastes better. The mock meats, it's such a there's no flavor. So when you introduce flavors into it, it's not trying to masquerade the beef or the pork flavor. Because if you really do like that, stop seasoning your meat then. Eat it just like that.
Ooh, he said that.
You won't like it. Because I'm a chef and I know people. If we understand for ourselves, we get plates back. I don't like it. It's under seasoned. Season it more. So it's a fact. It's not something I'm just making up. The food's better because of how we're seasoning it, how we're taking care of it. And at the end of the day, I used to be 260 pounds.
260?
260.
Wow.
It does make a difference. And it didn't go away because I work out crazy. Oh, you're probably working out because of all the pizza you're making. I used to be a chef. I used to work 6-7 days a week. I used to work 10 to 14 hours a freaking day. So I used to work more then, and I work less now. So it should have reversed. I should have lost more weight then than lose weight now.
But is it really, it comes down to the diet?
Yeah.
What you eat every day. Because think about it, before you what do you eat for breakfast? Eggs, bacon, ham.
Mm-hmm. It had to be neutral. You have to have this
Bro, with a glass of milk on the side.
But I have fruit. I have an orange or a little grape or a little watermelon,
No, yeah, it's crazy now just going out with my family. It's just seeing them just eat. And I don't shame them, but it's just crazy just seeing them and yo. Especially my dad. We trying to tell my dad, yo, Dad, I want you to meet my kids if I ever have kids.
The best thing I could do, especially if it's in my family, because I really don't preach about it, when I'm around them, is whatever you go with them, and say you're going to a party and they don't have vegan food. Bring your own. Bring your whatever you're gonna bring. And whatever you eat it like it's the most delicious thing you ever put in your mouth. One time I went and they invited me to go to a steakhouse, and I was like, dude, like any other place. And what I could eat was, the only thing on the menu was honestly a garden salad and fries. Everything else was batter or had something. And I was
Dude, that's a go-to for vegans, bro, fries.
So I was like, you know what? Hey, I'll order a plate of your garden salad, and I want a big old thing of fries on top. And I put just oil and vinegar on top, and I ate it. It was freaking ice cream, just this is so good. And even though they have steaks and everything in front of them, they look at you oh, I'm kind of full. I don't kind of want to eat that right now. I'm kind of what are you doing? I'm not preaching to you. I'm just eating. I'm enjoying myself.
I actually think I had a friend that actually stopped going out to eat with us. She didn't say it, but I know it's because she just felt the odd one out because it was me and another friend of ours that we didn't eat meat, and she did, and I guess she always felt away oh, I feel like I gotta stop eating meat because when I'm around you guys. And it's hey, if we just influence you like that, that's cool. Yeah. But I'm not here to tell you, hey, stop eating meat, because I don't care what you eat. I don't. I'm aware of what's going on. I'm aware we shouldn't be eating meat. Yeah. So I'm gonna do me. But if you don't want to do that, cool.
Yeah.
But for example, I have my manager comes up to me. He's all oh, Chris, when I stopped eating, and I guess I never preached or anything about it. And then he comes up to me, yo, Chris, I haven't ate meat in 2 weeks, and I'm just yo, that's dope, bro, because I haven't even told you anything. But I guess you just seeing me, and I'm influencing you. Yeah. I like it more that way than more so of y'all should stop eating meat, because people really feel like you shaming them.
Because think about the people that you say who your mentors or even the superstars that you don't know, they don't know you're following them. Mm-hmm. You're being inspired by, someone's being inspired by Dr. Dre. This dude started in a freaking trunk with a cassette, and he's a billionaire. Yeah. And he came from my hood. If he could do it, I could do it. He has no idea that person's looking at him.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's whatever you're doing, you have no idea who's looking at you.
That's true.
And we're all humans. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to have our temper days, or something's going to happen. But when you're in a position where people are even watching you for a second, you have to embrace that moment for that person, because maybe life put you in that path for a reason, for that person to connect for that certain reason that we're doing. And you have to be that example, And the best way is just being an example without people who talk about and talk. A lot of times it's kind of like a religion. If you keep talking to one ear, it's going to go without the other.
Yeah.
If they're not willing to receive, or to kind of embrace it. But if you're just living it and just happy about it and not just forcing people, because if you're just living it and just why is he so happy? Why is he smiling? Why is he why? What is he doing? I'm a vegan. Just
why you have to have a vegan, bro? For real, huh? People really be mad though. Yeah. And then I hate this whole you don't get enough protein. You're gonna get weak, and man, You're not. Like, you're not.
The biggest animals on Earth are what? An elephant, a giraffe, a gorilla, a hippo. If you're a lion, you're not eating a male anything. You're eating babies and sick like adults. That's what you're eating. If you're any kind of predator, you're eating babies and some kind of sick or old predators. You're not eating like the buff male. Hell no, they're not going up against a buffalo. The alligator will never touch a hippo. Never, never. They'll just like let the hippo pass by. Like, don't touch him. See. Protein doesn't come from animals. It's just a byproduct. We got the protein from animals because they're eating the animals that have protein. And the animals that we do eat are eating the plants that have the protein. That's why the cows are so big and so strong. That's why the horses, we measure things in horsepower because they're so strong. They eat hay and alfalfa. That's, just eat that.
Just eat plants.
Just eat plants.
For real. For real. So how do you didn't answer the question earlier about how you felt about mainstream veganism though?
Oh, yeah.
Like, how do you feel about it hitting like Carl's Jr.'s and the Del Tacos and the...
So I think that's like, I think it's great because it does give people options. But it's also like a double-edged sword in a kind of weird way. And this is like, people are probably be mad I'm saying this. If Monsanto wanted a monopoly on seeds, it would be a good idea if everyone did go vegan. And that's the only thing that always sticks in my mind is if something's too good to happen, like, because this vegan thing is moving pretty fast, like faster than kind of like, if you think about it, Del Taco said that when they introduced the Beyond Taco meat into Del Taco, that was the highest sales they ever had since like almost they opened.
Wow.
Which blows my mind. It's like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. But
wow.
the promotion behind it, that costs a lot of money to promotion. You have to understand that all this promotion on TV, on commercials, that's a lot and millions of dollars. Beyond Me going public now, I'm sorry, it's public. It's not his no more. It's not ours no more. It's
you can buy stocks now too, huh? The stocks went up too on that.
Yeah. But when it's public, it's in the public's hands.
Oh, okay.
They
I get you.
choose like what happens. They choose the markets. They choose. I mean, think about like Apple. They kicked the guy who invented Apple out because it's market. He was not good for the business, and Steve Jobs had to leave something that he created. You know, it's the same thing. That's the scary part behind it, which it's a good thing because everyone's doing it. But again, my mind, if Monsanto was up to no good, and they are up to no good,
Facts.
The reason we were in Vietnam wasn't because there was some war or some anything. There was gold inside the mountains. The French were there before that. And Monsanto went in there with Orange Agent because that was to kill the plant life so they get the trucks to go haul it because they can't get the trucks because of the thickness of the forest. That same company made that poison that's poisoning those people. That same company makes GMO seeds that produces the whole world. Our government also has a seed that's called a terminate seed that doesn't let the seed actually grow seeds. You have to buy that seed again and it'll actually kill your crops. And this is all made from this company. So the only scary part about it is if a seed company wants a monopoly on seeds, which that is very much what they want, it would be a good idea if everyone did go vegan. But again, that's a double-edged sword.
Because they know everyone's trying to go vegan, huh?
Yeah. But if they've already been trying to do seasons before, where like corn can pollinate within like a 5-mile radius just off wind. Just wind alone can pollinate corn 5 miles. If you're a farmer in Mexico that's growing corn that you've been growing your whole life, that's indigenous, that you've been growing forever and ever and keeping seeds and just keeping indigenous, and this next farmer here, because they pretty much forced them to do it, starts growing Monsanto seeds or as corn, it's going to grow, it's going to pollinate. Pollinate goes 5 miles. You can't stop pollination. Once it hits your crops now has its DNA in it. If Monsanto comes and tested your crops and you have their DNA in your crops, you'll be sued or you have to switch everything over. You're losing your tradition. You're losing what things are. Like, watermelon's supposed to have seeds, and it's seedless watermelons.
All fruits, huh?
Yeah. Don't eat those foods. Like, they're good for you. You're not going to die from them. It's just you're not getting the full value of what that is. You're not getting the full nutrition of what it is. Without it growing seeds, you're telling this fruit that's naturally trying to be something. It's trying to say, let's make human beings, but when the female is inside its mother, let's make it not have its own eggs so we can produce its own eggs. You're messing with the dynamics of the GMOs of what it is. And that's what that company's doing. You're not supposed to put a patent on life, and they're allowed to put a patent on life for money. And once you put a patent on life, how do you know what it's going to do if you never created it? You've never touched it. You didn't invent it. You're putting viruses in it to get inside there to change the GMOs. And you don't know the outcome of it. And yet we see the little things of it. And again, it's just in my mind, like, it's just a double-edged sword in my head. But then again, that's just kind of my...
Nah, bro, you're woke. You're woke. That's good. Not a lot of people would mention Monsanto and all that. Yeah. I mean, you see all the BS that's happening and going on, and it is scary. Yeah, because I do feel like they see that everyone is converting. Because I feel like honestly, bro, social media or Instagram brought a lot of information to people. It's a lot of people find out a lot of info on there, and it's waking up people to not eat meat, not eat dairy, and they see that. And what last year I think the dairy industry lost. It was the big
1.1 billion.
yeah. So it's like they know.
Yeah.
So how but they're gonna try to just find their ways in either way. So it makes sense to make it mainstream.
So no GMO. Just keep away from it. As
No
much as
GMO.
possible.
How do you feel about Impossible Burger? Because I actually don't. I feel like that's worse than the Beyond one.
There's like things like that came out, and I know like us, and then again, this is like another thing I look at when Beyond like went public. All of a sudden, there was a report out that Impossible has GMOs and they use a spray and everything, and they just say that's true. Maybe it is, or that could be another company going against another company and trying to show off another company. Just kind of like when Sony Blu-ray came out, another one was like HD and it was like red, and there were two were fighting against each other. Like it's kind of a fight. Like one went public first and one didn't, and it's and just because the story came out, like you have to look deeper. You have to look like, okay, that went public, and then all of a sudden this story came out, and it's almost kind of like to make that competition kind of go away, if that's the case. But I don't know. I like veggie burgers. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, we had like the black beans and like.
Oh yeah, I like veggie. You know that's why. Honestly, shout out to Oasis. Riverside's own Oasis.
Yes.
That was the first place I actually tried vegan, and I had the burger, and I like those when it's Kiona based. Like when they make it themselves, I prefer that too.
I'm a fan of veggie burgers and like black beans and quinoas and lentils and like. I mean, the Beyond and the Impossible, I like all that. That's all great. That's to get people to get out of the way. Like, I think hands down, Monty's probably the best. So, for me, the best burger place. And they use them.
I was gonna ask you that. I was gonna ask you Monty's or Munchies.
Oh, but Munchies is different. Munchies has like a whole menu. That's like breakfast and like.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Okay, when it comes to burgers, Munchie got some. Their burgers, bro.
Okay, the Munchies burgers that I love the most is their Western, and they have this chicken parm that's so fire. It's so good.
That Western though, bro. I was like, this is not vegan at all.
It's so good.
That was spot on.
Yeah.
But Monty's, I think I always give it the vegan In-N-Out.
Yeah. That's because that's what it's me. It's like they just do a burger that's simple. It's easy. You put in your mouth. It's like it's never gonna change. It's done well. It's a good bun. It's not just iceberg lettuce. It's better lettuce. They pickle their own pickles. Like.
Do you think the quality is still the same? Because I even spoke to the manager at Monty's about it. I told her that I thought the quality was way better when they first opened.
I know the burger bun was bigger before, and so now what they did is they got a bigger patty and they went smaller on the burger bun. So that's probably what looks different. I know they always use the same lettuce. The pickle recipe is still the same. Their sauces are pretty good. And for me, it's just follow your heart cheese is the best.
The best vegan cheese.
Yeah,
That's the best vegan cheese. I hate was it diet? I have some of that in the fridge right now and I hate it. I'm
Follow
good.
your heart, chow, veal life.
Have you found anything that's replacement for cotija cheese or queso fresco?
There's vendors out there. I haven't tried it, but there is vendors out there that's making like queso fresco. Plant Alchemy, she does an awesome cheese.
I need to try the chilaquiles.
Yeah, she's.
Those chilaquiles. Okay, I want to actually talk about I want to talk about all the pop-ups. I want to talk about yours, Love Amaro Pizzeria. Where did this idea come from? When did it start? Where were you like, I'm doing this?
All right. So this all started in Colorado Springs. I was kind of in the transition of kind of like metamorphosing and kind of to like a whole different stage of my life. And I really walked outside one day, and because I go outside and talk to the world and talk to my trees.
That's dope.
And because I think they're the ears of the world, you know, that's kind of like the law of attraction. You just go out there and just talk and say what you want. The reason I kind of wore this crystal too, if crystals vibrate higher than everything else, the frequencies, it's kind of if you're talking, your vibrations, your frequencies are going to be pronounced more. So when I'm outside talking, I want to be a billionaire to save the world, like so I can buy like the forest back. Like that's why I want to be a billionaire.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went outside, I said, you know, if I want to save the world, I need more money. And at that time, I was a chef at the Cheyenne Mountain Resort. It was a Window Branch brand. And literally, like, within weeks, stuff just started happening, like, just fast, just insanely fast. And I knew what I wanted to do, so I started walking around Colorado Springs, and I started selling tortillas. And I called my little brother, I think the night before, like, hey, you know what, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm doing for life. I was happy when I started my own business back in the day. I had my own, like, taco and ice cream truck.
Mm-hmm.
And I called it A&J Sweet Tooth. And I knew I was happy then. So I wanted to do something like that. And I know I just always knew how to make tortillas. from my grandma. And so I started getting tortillas, homemade tortillas, and walking around Colorado Springs. And I thought the name was Love. I'm gonna name the thing Love because the doctor, I can't even remember his name. I should have just done my research before I got here. But the doctor from Japan, he put rice in a jar, and one of them he said to it, love and loving enduring things. And the other one, he said hate things, I hate you, so on and so forth. And within a month, I think, they looked at it under a microscope. And the one that said I love you was thriving. The microscopes of the cells were thriving. And then under the other one, when they put it under a microscope, the cells that said I hate you, you're ugly, whatever, they weren't. They were decaying, they were dying. And I thought, like, love is a rule. Like, that frequency, whatever love means and frequency-wise, other things of microscopic things even pick that up. Even water picks that up. So I thought, all right, I'm going to name my name Love. So when people say want to go to me, then I'm going to say, like, Love Amaro, Love Pizzeria, or something to say love. So the more people are saying love, the more frequencies coming out that says love. The reason I picked the color, I'm a Cancer, and I love the beach, I love the water. So blue is kind of representative of what I want. The circle is to represent, it's just love. It's kind of a circle, it's kind of a life. It's a circle of life of what we have. And that's kind of how the brand started. And once I knew, like, the teals were working, like, and you have to get used to a lot of rejection of people telling you no, and especially don't know who you are. You're walking with the ice chest with just food they have no idea, like, what do I do with it? Like, eat it. I don't know. Yeah, I thought, like, what do they do with that? I'm just giving it all tortillas.
Yeah.
And I went online and just looked up portable devices that would that I could use. And I knew I didn't want to do, like, burgers, and I didn't want to do hot dogs, and I didn't want to do any of that stuff. And I was honestly looking at YouTube for a while, and the ovens that I have popped up. They're called Rockbox. And I just like, what are these? Like, these things said they cook pizzas in 90 seconds. Like, no way. So then I researched the whole thing. I looked the whole company up, looked at everything they're doing. Other people had them, went on Pinterest and see other people had them. Like, oh, okay, I could do this. Like, pizza's easy. Like, I love pizza. Pizza's easy to make. I could do a dough. And then I got books of, like, Neapolitan pizza, where it came from, the history, how to open a pizzeria. I read this thing from Five Guys, one of the owners, one of the brothers. They wanted to stay where they wanted to stay at, like in their own little town. And one of the little brothers got the book, Open Your Own Business, like, for Dummies. And he's like, I read that one and it just changed everything. And now they're everywhere. And I was like, I'm going to get that book. Like, if he read that book, like, there's something in there that has to be really good for me. And once I got that, I got back here to California from Colorado Springs. It just started. I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I knew how I wanted to do it. I knew how to set it up. I knew I didn't want to build it where I had a team, because I didn't want to have people say, oh, I can't make it, I can't come, and be like, man, I'm screwing myself. Where I knew when I made it, I would have to build around me to show off my skills and what I could do. And I knew it was going to be hard, and it is hard this is very hard if you don't know what you're doing. And I do condition for this. I do go to the gym, and I do condition for this, because it's very, it's very cool, but it's very, it's a lot of work. And when I started off in the farm market in Crestline. And before that too, like, I'm probably going too far for this.
No, you're good.
I would have practiced setting up and breaking down. And when I got to Crestline for my first market, it was a nightmare. It sucked.
Your first pop-up? Your first appearance?
It was horrible. I went with myself. My tent flew away. The leg broke. I had to go grab it, put it back together. A vendor came there. He has a big old barbecue trailer, and he was saying my tent was blocking his big, massive trailer, which it's this little parking lot. Everyone can see each other. So I had to, like, move my tent like twice. It was a nightmare. And right off the back, I had a line. Like, I got a line, like, right off the back, and I wasn't even ready. Had no idea what I was going to do. And I almost wanted to say, you know what, just put whatever money on the table, and I'll just make the pizza for you. Like, whatever you think you want to pay me, just pay me. Just put $1, I don't care, I'll pay you. And some lady that, Yvonne, and her husband got a pizza from your order for me. And she came back and said, you know what, your pizza's really good. You're really, really busy, and you have nobody, so I'm going to be your cashier, and my husband's going to work your ovens just to make the pizzas. And they honestly saved, like, my whole, like, everything from that night. Like,
that was the Just Vegana people?
No, it was just customers. Just two people who just happened to order pizza, and they're just like, we're just going to help you. We're just going to just do this. Like, what? And that's honestly how it started. It honestly started with love. It started with straight up love from a different person, just because they loved, like, what I was doing. They seen what I was doing. And just every week, too, they came in just like, this is how you're doing it. This is what you should work on. This is maybe, like, people will, like, watch me because you're fast. So maybe you should get your table and put it this way so they can watch you do it. And it just kind of started that way.
But prior to that, did you practice any of the recipes first beforehand? Did you try it out? Let anybody taste it? Or you just took the, I'm going.
So I did one day. I was at my mom's house and I went to the store and I just bought like just a bunch of stuff, just things that kind of like I had to adjust of kind of like what I want to do. Again, I wasn't eating meat, so I didn't want anything meat. The only thing I was gonna have was pepperoni, and so I tried really do everything off like okay, I want to do like vegetables. I'm a farm market, so I want to like focus on farm market like vegetables and what's there all the time in abundance. So I started writing my menu off that, and when I came back home with a bunch of stuff, I just started just making things like all right, I have to make a pepperoni. I want to make a vegetable pizza with avocado on it with like mushrooms and stuff. I made a berry ricotta pizza that got very popular, like super popular. Um, I had a butter pizza with chili and just a regular butter pizza. So it reminded me of my grandma's like homemade tortillas with like when she put butter on it.
Right.
Um, I can't remember the one I had. I think it was probably I think it was like 5 or 6. It was a graduation. No, it was for something. I can't remember what it was. And that was it. That was the only time I really just practiced it and just kind of just went for it.
Wow.
Yeah, really.
Damn. Because I always thought people, I mean, my perception, I thought you would try it out. All right, cool, now it's ready. Let's go. But I guess what, you just learn as you go?
Yeah, the best way for me is, and this doesn't work for everybody, just because I do have experience, is
That's true. Yeah.
for me to throw myself into it. Because I don't know how it's going to work until I'm in it. I can't map it out if I can't see it. I always kind of work in this logic of, if you've never seen the color purple, you can't explain the color purple to somebody, especially if they're blind. You have to see that color. So like even like the resorts I worked at, like if other like resorts needed help, then they'll send me there. A lot of times those resorts didn't see maybe certain things that we got taught here in LA, or the chefs that got taught like in New York. It's a different style because those are two like main hubs of like a lot of their different things. So when you go to other places, you also get to see what you never seen before. You know, if they're asking, you know, Jesse, we want you to do blah 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 blah, like I have no idea what you're talking about. And then when they send you to go see it, it's like, oh, like, okay, now I got 1,000 ideas. Now I can just do it, you know? I forgot what we're talking about.
About the recipes? Or
The recipes is just to get thrown in. And if I had downtime in my tent, that's when I'll go to the farm market to get a bunch of ingredients. And then I'll come in my tent and just like make like specials real fast and just try to like figure out different flavors. And sometimes it didn't work. Some things just didn't. Just pop, and then sometimes you just get like, whoa, like what was that? Like that's money, like yeah, let's do that one, and then just kind of goes. Or customers, a lot of times customers would just say, "Can you?" Actually, that's where they came from, the mac and cheese pizza. Can you make a mac and cheese pizza? Like,
sure.
Yeah.
Let me try it out.
Do you
Yeah.
know-
So are you constantly trying new recipes out like on the daily, just like just for fun, or maybe like how do you decide what's gonna go on the menu?
honestly, like a lot of times, it just kind of just comes to me. Like I could just be if I'm not, especially if I'm not busy. Like if it's one of those days, it's just kind of slow, and you just kind of like, oh, like, I want to try this, and you just kind of just go and you try it. Like, oh, cool, and you know, give it to somebody. And what I'm looking for when I give it to somebody, because I don't taste it, I never like really like taste the pizzas. Because to me, it's like if I eat a pizza, then I'm wasting a pizza that someone can't taste or someone can't buy.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to eat my pizzas, and not because it's gross, just I don't want to waste it. And when I give it to somebody, I'm literally watching your face without trying to like be a creeper.
Right, yeah.
To see your reaction. And if you're like, oh, like, all right, that one. If you're kind of like, all right, that one's like, no,
Yeah.
don't worry about that one.
So what's the one that sells the most right now? Oh, whatever.
My top seller is probably mac and cheese pizza, the mac stuffed breadsticks, the pepperoni. I have really good pepperoni. And then it's like a mix between like the pesto and the margarita. And there's certain places where it's like I sell a lot of margaritas. I think they do it because it's real pretty. Let's go flour. So they do it for the gram.
You're making all these fancy waters too.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen their?
Yeah.
I don't know what they're called. Like California something or.
So I first started naming all my drinks E equals MC square kitchen water, but then that freaked people out because they're like, what the hell is that?
Like, what is this guy doing?
Right? But they don't understand like not the science, but almost the science that goes into like each drink, like, and it's only charged $4. Like some people are like $4, like dude, it's only $4. Like there's so much that goes in this drink, and it's making the drinks is you're really getting my heart because I really put so much into making. Like my top seller right now that I'm bringing out for summer is my pineapple cooler, which is made with my floral lemonade, which first started as floral lemonade when I first introduced my summer drinks with rose water. And then from there, I started making different drinks. But the one when I introduced the pineapple into it, that's the one that everyone was just blown away because it's so refreshing. It's just the taste, it's just really, really good. But the complex of a lot of flavors, because if you put too much flowers in it, too much rose water, too much different things, like you're going to mess that balance up like that, because then you'll start getting floral. You get too much floral and start getting too much bitters, and so for me, drinks was like a science. It's like E equals MC squared. It's like an inclusion, you know. It's kind of like that's why I call it that way because it's like different things. And then I haven't even brought it out, but I have a magnetic stirrer, so it's like what scientists use. And I got before, and a great chef, she does it, and I copying her. Is you get milk, so soy milk, and I soak it in cereal milk, and then you strain out the cereal milk, and then the natural like starch and like the cereal too, it kind of gives it like a natural froth. And then inside the jar is that magnetic that kind of spins by itself, and when you put it in there, so now you don't have this big blender that's making this weird sound. You have this like kind of like this cool like device, and it fluffs up the soy milk. So when you do like tea with like coconut chai tea or something like that, you put that fluff on top with the cereal milk.
Wow.
Oh my god, it's
Wow.
it's delicious, but that's kind of where I started with the E equals MC squared. So now I just call it with the drink what it is.
It's gotta drink whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's funny. But what was I gonna say about the water? Not about the water. About the. Oh man, I just had it. Damn, forgot. But the water actually. You had before the yellow one. You had a different one like this. Actually not the water. You make some horchata.
Oh, I make horchatas. Okay.
I don't like horchata, but the one that you make looks bomb.
I make a black rice horchata and I make a matcha horchata. So the black rice horchata is made with black quinoa, black rice, black sesame seeds, fresh cinnamon, vanilla, and then I get oats and then use soy milk and then put that in there, and it's really good. But I did that for winter.
You be giving your recipes out like that?
Yeah, because one day I'm gonna write a cookbook anyway, so you guys gonna get them. You know, if Miyako puts out her book together with her great cheese, like so can I.
And prior to you, like, do you do a lot of test runs on all this stuff? Like, or to be like, okay, I finally got it. This is how it's gonna be. Or does it taste different every time?
No. It can taste just different every time. It's just because, like, say for the summer drinks, if right now like the pineapples are coming in are Costa Rica pineapples. So if you're getting a pineapple that's sour and it's all green, your sweetness level won't be the same. If you get the pineapples that have like the orange and the red, that's when your sweetness is like insane. Mm-hmm. I look for those, but then you can't control those sweetnesses sometimes. Sometimes it's gonna vary on those kind of sweetnesses. But when it comes to like the horchatas, those are more kind of like straight up ingredients. But when it comes to like the fruit stuff, like the fruits like blueberries taste like blueberries in summertime. If you get blueberries in spring or winter, they don't taste like blueberries. They're kind of just like sour little flavors of bites. So it kind of just depends on the fruits too.
It depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd be like wondering that. Like, do you have to perfect it? You have like a certain recipe that.
Yeah. So like in any drink, let's say this is the drink bottle. If any drink like sugar, if you make a simple syrup that's equal parts water and sugar, you mix together with warm water, let it cool off, and this is your cup. About here, you want to put the simple syrup, and then just put whatever you want to drink, whatever it's coffee, tea, whatever, and that's kind of like enough sugar for it.
And you make everything from scratch for the most part, or really?
The only thing I don't make is mama cheese. I get I don't even think I'm saying it now, right? Miyoko. There you go. Miyoko, Follow Your Heart, and Trader Joe's mozzarella in my blend, and then I like add up more stuff to it, and then everything else I make.
Have you tried looking into making your own cheese, or you don't really care?
No, because I figure like Miyako's a queen, like. I'm not gonna be better than her. Like people too, like I give you cheese.
I heard you recently stopped using Follow Your Heart because people were complaining about it.
So, that's right. I don't use Follow Your Heart anymore. I keep saying that. I gotta stop saying that. I use So Delicious. So Delicious because people were complaining about not complaining, but they're soy free, and So Delicious too. It actually bubbles better. It browns better, and it's a coconut oil based cheese. I gotta stop saying that because I keep forgetting I switched them over for the soy free people.
What are your thoughts about soy?
I don't mind it whatsoever. Everyone's freaked out about it. That has a bad rap. Mm-hmm. But all the soy that are all GMOs and are all really bad for you, that's not going to us. That's going to animals because our cows eat. There's more animals than human beings. So those soybeans are going towards those cow animals because they have feed them in abundance and they can't afford to have crops just not bloom or crops that just have famine that hit them. So they want to genify those crops to survive every single thing so they can feed those animals so we could buy them because the billions are in those animals, not the crops.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of things about soy. Because I see myself always, like, I go for the non-soy, non-GMO type things. Yeah. And I feel the way, like, when I eat chorizo or something, I'm like, man, I shouldn't have had that.
Because soy, this is what it is. So tofu with soy, when you're eating tofu, what they're doing is getting soybeans, steaming it up, smashing it, pressing it, and then putting in water.
But what about the whole men shouldn't eat soy because of estrogen or it builds estrogen?
I don't have men titties.
But you have heard that, right?
Yeah, but like, that's again like okay.
Is that a myth?
Like okay, so like all China, like those dudes are pretty skinny. Like all those dudes are pretty skinny.
And they eat tofu every day.
Like a lot. Like they have tofu houses. Like it's just it's a myth. It's Don't listen to it.
That's fun. Yeah. I'm that type. That'd be like, nah, I prefer not soy. I always say I prefer not soy. But then you see a lot of these people, a lot of these new vendors, or even vendors now, they're going towards a lot of non-soy based products.
Yeah.
Like even meats and all that. Like shout out to D from the Vegan Munchies because she been like she be using more mushroom based. Oh man, when it comes
Top
to Mexican food, no one's topping her.
Yeah, top 5.
No one's topping D right now, especially that menudo D. Yeah, nah. Actually, man, I want to thank you because you actually put me on to D. You put me on to Anti Dairy. Shout out to Anti Dairy too. You put me on to who'd you put me on to Yogi Chef. Shout out to Yogi.
Hey, his tamales. Go try his tamales.
I haven't tried none of his food yet. I've been wanting to. I just never find the time. It just never lines up. I have to go to LA all the time. I want his arroz chafa, is it?
Oh, dude, he's...
Or the lomo saltado. Yeah, that's what I need.
He has a touch.
And you put me on to Mad Eating Plant. And Munchies.
Top 5 is definitely Manny and Plant. Jesus Christ. There's bows and their noodles and they're just so good.
But super shout out to Anti Dairy. I really fucks with the Anti Dairy and they show so much love to me too when I stop by and everything. So shout out to Poe and all them. I really enjoy. I actually like just walking in there and seeing like women running this whole thing and doing the thing. And
she gets down, huh? Just
she gets down, and then just the food, bro. Oh man. Yeah. When I first had that orange chicken, I was like, "There's no way she got this on the like spot on, like spot on." That was amazing.
The key with Chef Pho is she knows how to cook with fire, and what I mean with that is Chinese cooking. When you have good Chinese food, when it's flaring up in the wok, and you're letting the fire touch the oil, and that oil burns, and that oil gets back into your food, that's a flavor. She knows how to perfect that. And, oh, God, it's just so delicious. It's so delicious. It's so good.
See, man, like, so she's a chef, too, right? Like, she's into all that cooking, and, yeah. You guys have an advantage, because you guys already, like, are into just food itself, and you're into trying new things, and you're into, like I want to know, all that stuff you're talking about the pineapples, I want to know how it would taste, you know, like... So that's the advantage you guys have. But a lot of these vendors that actually starting up the pop-ups and all that, are they chefs too, or they're just...
Some are, and there's different levels of chefs. Like, because in my business, but seen a lot of different styles. And there's definitely different styles and different types. But there is definitely chefs in our business. And the ones that are, you could definitely tell. And those are the vendors that really stand out, and you can really like kind of see like their product. And there's other vendors that are not chefs, but they have an amazing product. It's at home cooking, you know, and it's different. Like, it just, because with the chefs, I think we have to make everything look pretty. You know, just that's second nature. Everything has to look pretty. You have to like eat with your eyes first. So everything has to look like this amazing thing. So I think those vendors, you could probably see that in their cooking, you know, their style when they plate up. And you can see like, oh, they're probably chefs, but they have like chef experience. But there's definitely a few. Yeah,
because I've been wondering that. Because a lot of these, like, honestly, I like how everyone has their own lane. Yeah. Like, everyone, like, finding their own lane. Because I hate, like, when they try to just, like, these new ones start coming up, and it's like, oh, there's already one of those. Like, you guys already copied. Like, when it comes to sushi, that's already covered. I feel like you covered pizzas. Yogi's covered Peruvian food. Poe and them have covered Chinese food. Yeah. D has covered Mexican food. I feel like everyone's covered everything.
In the Inland Empire, we just need a barbecue guy. Barbecue Inland Empire.
Have you had Compton Vegan?
Hell yeah.
I haven't had that.
Yeah.
Bomb?
Hey, Compton Vegan too? What's up, brother?
Yeah, that looks them jackfruit ribs. I mean, yeah, that look bomb. I need to try them.
I did a collab with him. I think last month we did the mac and cheese pizza with his barbecue ribs on top, barbecue sauce, and then the cornbread crumbles on top.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's collab. I heard you're doing a collab with Yogi too, no?
We were like it was probably about like 3 weeks ago or something like that at Vegan Sundays.
Vegan Sundays.
But he forgot to hit it. Yo, you forgot your stuff, man.
Now, when it comes to this whole food thing, are you just trying to do like pizzas and pop-ups, or are you trying to do more YouTube content, YouTube videos maybe, or do you watch any cooking shows, any food shows? Are you into any of that?
No, so my life is very simple. And I kind of don't know where to take this at. I know everyone says storefront. Of course, that's like that's the next spot, so everyone could always enjoy it for what it is. Because this is the hard part for this, and I talk to my kids about this. Is I have to learn to love this, and this is probably where coming out of me. I never dreamt of being the pizza guy. I never had a dream that I was gonna do pizzas and honestly, I can't wait to do pizzas. Like at the end of the day, I'm a chef. I love to cook food, every food. So when people are like, oh my god, like you probably want, like this is so great, like oh my god, like if someone who actually wanted this, like really, really wanted this, they would love to have like what I have. Like they would love to have it. They would love to run it, to be part of it. To just in my mind, like it's a business right now. And what this business is gonna do is provide me to do things that I wanna do. Like again, like I know it sounds funny, but I really do want to buy back the rainforest. I really do want to start my own charities that I don't get no money from the charities, that this 100% of the charity money goes into what is the cause is for those things. Like one of the things I want to do is there's a lot of kids in school like they don't sleep in beds, like they sleep on couches, they sleep on the floors. And when I was going through kind of real times in my life, a lot of times I had to make my own furniture, and it's not that hard. It's very, very simple. So like some of the charities I want to start too is like funding like schools with the children like that don't have beds, and to go in their house and actually make the bed so it fits properly in their house, not just like, well, here's a bed, figure it out.
Yeah.
Like actually go do it for them and set up for them, so like the parents doesn't feel like it's like a pain in the butt to do. I just kind of take care of that myself. But I want all that to kind of grow that way. So Love Amaro, and that's why it's called Love Amaro, Love and Amaro Pizzeria. It's one of like many things that I could do. It's one of the many things that's on my list that I want to do. But this is like just the very beginning. This is the very just scratch of it.
It's gonna open the doors for everything you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to incorporate other foods besides just pizza? Is it more restaurant based, or what do you?
And yes and no. It just I can't be involved because I need to live my life too.
Oh, okay,
And,
I see.
and
I see. Yeah.
If I want to start a charity, like I can't be the guy that's in the kitchen, because if this is just being like, again, just the experience of a chef is you can't manage nobody if your head's facing a cutting board. You manage because you're stepped away and you let people manage your stuff. So if I start like restaurants, I can't be the guy that's going to be in the restaurants. And so it's right now, my time right now is kind of observing kind of like the best way to go, and to really use my company as a pedestal for other people, because I do have a voice and I do have something to say, and my company does mean something. When it went full vegan, it went full vegan. It went full vegan for a reason, not because of diet, not for your money, not for your dollars. I was selling out before I went vegan. It's vegan because for a cause. Every Tuesday I fast for the living beings that are going on the earth, that are dying every day, and I just I don't know. I don't know how to really go forward with it. It's not a clear picture yet.
And you gotta take it day by day.
Yeah.
And yeah, right now right now I guess you're happy though, at least, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You make you're spreading your love. People really like your pizzas. You're making people happy.
Yeah.
You got your kids working with you sometimes. I've been seeing them.
And that's honestly the best thing. It's some of these things are 4 hours. Other times, my other job, I work again 10 to 14 hours. I could just see my kids more. I get to spend more time with my kids. I get to do those things. Who you gotta prep? Okay, but they're right there. Like I can see them. Like like my children are right there by me. Like that's like the best. Like it's the best.
And do they are they vegans too?
They're vegans when they're with me, and then when they're with their mom.
Whatever.
I'm not gonna force that on them.
That's cool though, but they don't mind. They don't mind either one.
Yeah, because for me, it's my money is not going to that. My money is not. And there's times like when I first started too, like you buy something, you're like, oh crap, it has freaking like milk powder in it, and like it goes in the trash. Like not anything about it. Like you just throw it in the trash. Like my money went to it, but not consume it, and not because it's gonna get me sick or I think it's disgusting. It's the idea of what it is, of
dedication.
what it's doing, of just like again it's just sad. The milk industry is just very sad.
It's basically puss, bro, and that's the dairy's bad, bro. Y'all think eating meat's bad? Dairy's worse.
Yeah. And I know some people, like, especially my family, they'll argue with me and say, well, sorry if you're religious, but they'll say God, made cows for us to drink milk, and milk is for us. And I'll kind of like respond back, well, God did make milk for us, but he put in human beings, like in humans to give to humans, and that's where it comes from. And then we take them off like our milk, and then we introduce them cow milk for some weird reason. Like we're all stuck in that trap. And then once I stepped out to say, that is kind of weird, like, because we do have milk, so why are we just not milking humans then if we really want milk? Because that's what we're supposed to do. Instead of milking a cow, he's not on this, like, land on, like, grass, and, like, he's jumping, like, it's a big, giant, ugly freaking lot with crap, piss, everything on it, because they're not cleaning up the crap. Who's cleaning up the crap? You? The person there? No one's doing that. That's too much. So they live in it, they lie in it, they sleep in it, so it's just nasty, full of pus. It's nasty, just a horrible thing. And just how you get milk, like, how does... you have to rape the cow like to get milk. Like you have to they put their hand in their butt to like make their vagina straight and then inject sperm into there. And then once the baby cow comes, think about your dog. Like if your dog had a baby and then the next day literally take all her babies away, and then strap them so we could drink milk. You know, it's kind of like I'm coming to collect your daughter because I'm thirsty. Like, and then I'm gonna make a whole monopoly of just little girls because I want milk. It's kind of like the same weird scenario now.
You said you actually every Tuesday you fast.
Yeah.
Because for the animals.
For animals.
Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so a group of us, of Caesar from Silent March, a few of the pressers kind of got together and said, and this was kind of happening, like, I think it was like once a year or every once a month. It was kind of a thing, like, kind of like people were doing. And we just decided that every single Tuesday we'll do a full fast for the sufferings for the animals. For me, I did it because I can't go to the protests. I can't go to the visuals because of my schedule. So for me, it was like, if I can't do that part, then this is the thing I can't do. And I could do it all the time, and it's not going to affect me. They don't get to have water for 2 weeks before they go to those things. Their life of a pig can only move like 6 inches, and that's forward and back, and that's what's three. Like they can't even move, and then they have to be in this truck, you know. And those guys that go out there and just stand there in the cold, especially when it's winter, and just stand there and wait for these trucks to come in from like just certain places, and to give them water just because they haven't had water in 2 weeks. Like that's like
That's great. Yeah,
that's like some hero stuff, you know. That's the stuff that gets you in heaven. Like that's some Mormon stuff. So I can't do that. It's not that I can't, and this is just my way of doing it, you know. And that's why I do it.
They always say people that have the most sympathy for animals are the actual good people, and the ones that are don't have feelings for animals are the people that are like you gotta watch out maybe for because they have less feelings and less of a heart.
Yeah. It's just.
So you all day from the time you wake up till the next following day.
Nah, so from midnight Monday till midnight Wednesday or mid morning Wednesday. Yeah.
And does it get easy, or is it you used to it, or you like is it rough all day? Like man, I'm so hungry.
So I consume like maybe about 1.5 liters of water. I do work my full market in Loma Linda. I don't take it easy. I don't rest. And then when I didn't do like the market, if I was somewhere else, I'll still go to the gym and do my thing, just still go condition and just not let it like flow you, because every single day as Americans we put in too much food in our body, so you don't need all the food in your body to begin with. And like we don't have to drink as much water as we think we do. Like we have to drink so much water because when the water went to bottles, all of a sudden we need to drink like 8 bottles of water a day to help the water industry sell more water, obviously. But before that, doctors never said we have to drink 8 bottles of water. That's not a fact. You can live a long time without water.
That goes back to me saying y'all gotta question everything you've been taught. Because people really just go by what they've been taught. But that makes sense, yeah.
And you're thinking about, we're thinking about commercials that were sponsored. Like, Milk Does Body Good. That was sponsored by the milk industry, Like, it's like...
Do you ever think we'll get to a point where these industries are for us or for the better of us?
They're going to be for wherever the dollar's going to be. So if you're supply and demand, again, like, it's a double-edged sword. You know, if everyone starts buying vegan, which we should, because it does stop. And the thing about everyone going vegan, which is probably the best thing too, is world hunger stops. So all like the grains that we're feeding cows and everything else, because there's more of them than humans, that fuels could be used to feed human beings, and not like horrible grain, like this hard grain, like this crap that we send them like food, like actual food. So again, a double-edged sword, but gosh, that is a double-edged sword.
Man, I mean, I guess as long as we live in a capitalistic society, this is what it's gonna be, right?
Yeah. So it's like for them to change over, they will change over if everyone goes that way, right? Because all they want is your dollar. The reason there's so much plastic is because we buy it. We buy it because it's easy for us. The reason that we're eating so much meat is because we're consuming so much meat. Now they're telling us with commercials and using all their tactics to like brainwash us, but we're buying that. All the milk and everything, again, tactics and everything, but we're buying that. We're consuming that. We're putting everything we possibly can. Where times where we didn't eat this way. Like think about the 50s and 60s and all the pictures you've seen then. Like people didn't look the way like they look, how they look now.
Oh yeah.
Like big time difference. Like just a huge
When I texted today, I actually texted something about like a joke about that. I'm like, why is there more bigger people now than like slimmer people?
I think about like in the 30s, like those black and white like TV shows were like, Little Johnny, like eat your beef. No, Dad, like you understand? Like it was training since the beginning, because the beef industry is $1 billion business, so we use everything possible like to make that better. So when you do that, like it's a training thing, because back then we didn't eat that much beef, we didn't eat that much pork. It wasn't abundant. Eating meat was a rich thing. Like even the steak wasn't the
Right.
everyday thing for everyday people.
Right.
Like that was someone like, oh, this is a special thing where I have money. Like
Yeah.
not everyday people. It was, but now it's abundant, and now we can't even keep up with it because now it has to be cheap. It has to be at this price, and it's devastating. It's so devastating. So for them to switch over, it would take a lot, but
I heard that's why they canceled the Popeye, like the cartoon, because he was promoting eating like vegetables.
for real.
I heard that's why they cut it short because people thought you can get strong off eating spinach.
And you can.
And that's what I'm saying. Yeah, so it made sense when I heard it. I was like, hey, that kind of makes sense, yo.
Yeah, you can. You definitely can.
Because you didn't think about it, he promoted like eat your spinach and
strong.
you feel me? So it wasn't like eat your steak or eat your. So I heard that and I was like, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, before we get out of here, man, I actually want have a couple fun little questions I want to ask you.
Cool.
Top 5 vegan foods.
Ooh. Like vendors or foods?
Just foods, veganized foods. Yeah.
Foods. Everything Mexican.
Okay, let's do vendors then. Top 5 vendors.
Oh, top 5 vendors. All right. Just Vegana, Senna, D Munchies, Man Eating Plant, and J Vegan Sushi.
Those are good.
That's my top 5.
Those are good. And yeah, I think I asked you this earlier. I don't know if you gave it a straight answer though. Monty's or Munchies?
I don't know, because it's 2 different things. It's like I go there for that and I go there for that. Like it's 2 different. But family, Munchies. My homies for sure, Munchies. To go support them all the time, Munchies. Monty's down the street. It's literally down the street from my house. It's like right there.
It is.
It's right there. It's the Empire. I gotta.
Alright. This one might be kind of good. Boku Pop. Is that how you say it? Boku Pop.
Poco Pop.
Next to Monty's, Food Lab.
Oh, Food Lab.
No. That's how you say it, right? Boku Pop.
Poco Pop. Inside the ice cream place.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
That or your gelato.
Oh, my gelato.
Really?
It's gelato.
Your gelato better?
It's not ice cream. It's gelato. There's a difference. So ice cream has air. Gelato is more dense.
But theirs is what? There's a sorbet though, huh?
There's sorbet.
Yeah.
But with mine, I could do like because I'm perfecting my strawberry gelato. I just got some matcha from Tiger Matcha. It's really a high grade matcha, super good. I'm gonna start trying to make a gelato out of that one. In the past, I made a black sesame seed gelato. Oh, that is so good.
So you have a thing for ice cream? 'Cause I know earlier you said you ran an ice cream.
Oh,
You had an ice cream business?
Yeah, my kids told me, Dad, what's the funniest thing that happened to you? Or what's the saddest thing? I dropped my ice cream. I really like ice cream. It's I think in the chef world, when everyone says, I like chocolate de croix, I like lava cakes, I like souffles, ice cream. Are you kidding me? Like ice cream hits your mouth and it hits every sensation. The way it melts, how it goes down your throat, it makes you feel like a freaking kid. Like ice cream truck music in your head. Like
Ice cream is fire. I love ice cream. Especially Nadamu.
no, but what flavor do you like?
I like the butter pecan one. I don't know which one it is. I like that one.
I really like their cookies and cream.
And they have the Rocky Road tastes pretty spot on.
Yeah.
It's pretty spot on.
That
But
one-
actually, that's why I asked you about how long it takes to perfect something. Because actually, you worked on the gelato for the longest, so you actually released it, huh?
Well, I've always kind of like messed with ice cream stuff, and then when it came to just vegan food, like I had to because before I really like touch dishes or anything, I'll do like a lot of research. I'll go on YouTube, I'll go on the internet, and really try to find out what it is. And especially with the vegan stuff, like there's nothing, like there's really nothing. So you have to kind of find your base of like if you're looking at vegan ice cream, like look at 20 videos, like which one do you like better, like what part do you like better, like. Does it look like how you want it to look like? Does it like look like a texture? And if it doesn't, like kind of take that part. And then I bought a book of like the science of like making ice cream. So then with like all that knowledge kind of put together, like, all right, that should work. And then they said like, okay, it's more ice cream. Like I want gelato. I'm a vegan pizzeria. I'm a pizzeria.
Yeah.
Pizzerias have gelato. They don't have ice cream. They have gelatos. So then perfect that and like, how do I get that gelato? Because ice cream is when it's whipped, it has air, and then gelato has more like a pizza hug when it was whipping around. It's not getting the air, so it's not getting dense, and that's why like it's just different, it's a whole different melt. So I found an ingredient that would help me achieve that, and now it's just buying more ice cream makers to really produce it. Because if I start doing that, I think that one can give me like 3 quarts, maybe 3 little pints, something like that. I ain't pints, like a half pint.
Word. All right. So another question. Your favorite dish from Anti Dairy?
I don't have one. I just go in there and be like, "Fo, make me whatever you want." I'm not gonna lie. Like, hey, make me whatever I want. Like, however you want. Don't let me just And then you get to see her spark up and light up on fire, and it's gonna taste even better because she's like not cooking the same like orange chicken, or the chicken cooking the same.
That's true.
Like,
That's true.
she gets to like do her, like be creative. But I can't even remember the name. But she did me this one dish. It had like these noodles and this curry in it. I can't remember what she called it, but that was so delicious.
Yeah, I just had her recently. On Sunday, I had her. She had this new dish. This the noodles with the, I don't even know what it's called, but
Tiny noodles.
yeah.
And have the like. Oh my god.
Yeah. All right, favorite dish from the Vegan Munchies.
Oh my god, like everything. Her. Oh Jesus. I mean, hands down, like her tamale locals are just delicious. Like pasta salad on top of a tamale, like it just works. It just works so. It just works so good. Her menudo, her pozole is always on point. She makes her chicken wings. Like
she makes them.
She makes those things. Like,
oh wow, I didn't know that. I thought she had a vendor.
She makes those. That's a difference. That's work. It's everything.
Yeah,
I
her
can't.
birria. Her birria.
I literally buy, like, when I go to her booth, I want one.
Yeah,
like,
I spent so much money at these little get-together. Speaking of like the little festivals and all that, do you have a favorite festival to set up at? Or favorite, like,
my all-time favorite one that I did was KW Fair on Sundays in Santa Ana, Orange County. The reason that one was like the best one, it doesn't happen anymore. It's just there was probably like maybe, I don't know, like 25 or 30 vendors, but it was like family. It was so much family because we're like in a big circle lot, like in a parking lot, and there was no major streets. So everyone that came there was because it was my fans, her fans, that fans that came there, and this family of like atmosphere. It was such the most amazing just experience. Even to this day, like other vendors still talk about like just those days. Of that feeling it was, but by far that was my favorite one. But like my fun one now is probably like Vegan Sunday because it's like so just.
That's the Hollywood one, huh?
Yeah,
I need to hit that one.
So
I see a lot of
big.
people. I actually want to try. What's her name? The Cambodian one, Cambodian food one. Shrey vegan, something like that.
There's a lot, man. She's like 40 vendors over there.
I don't know which one it is. But yeah, because I know you. There's no. What happened to the Vegan Village?
So I do that one on Mondays in Orange County at the women's.
That's Meatless Mondays now.
Yeah, that's thrown with the OC Vegan Village.
Okay.
And they're the ones who own Munchies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, they do the whole. It's their fair.
That's how theirs. Yeah. Hey, Munchies works.
Yeah, I need Skylar on this podcast, bro.
Yeah, he works.
And as I've seen. All right, man. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, bro. I really appreciate it. It's really nice to finally talk about like just food stuff and health. Because I always tell people I'm into a bunch of things. Whether I'm full vegan or not, I'm just aware, and I like the community. I like what's happening here, and I like the whole little thing that's growing, vegan wave. I mess with it, bro. Thank you so much, man. Overly Blunt Podcast, Love Amaro. We out.